Hello and welcome to day 0 of the Uppercase Bootcamp, a 7-day challenge for practicing the Copperplate uppercase basic strokes. I'm Charisse of Piecescalligraphy, and I'm hosting this bootcamp with my amazing calligraphy friend Nina Tran, so be sure to stop by and say hi to her at some point during the challenge. For each day of the bootcamp, you'll find a new video from me here on YouTube where I'll take you through the goals of the day and demonstrate how to complete the practice guide sheet. If you're new to the challenge or want to learn more, you'll want to head over to my website for all the details. I'll link to it down below in the description box. Most importantly, you'll want to download and print the guide sheets that you'll need for the bootcamp. Now today is day 0, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so the first question here is, what are your goals for bootcamp week? And so for me personally, First of all, I have so many goals, but the great thing I love about writing them down is 2 things. Number 1, you're writing them down. You're getting the goals out of your head and onto paper. There's something very powerful about writing down your goals and putting them on paper. Getting that out of your head and onto paper just makes it more real. And then you have something to refer to and to guide your way throughout the challenge. The second thing is it gets us focused. So if you're like me, you have a ton of goals. And so this really gets me focused. I'm not going to write down all 50 goals that I have. I'm probably just going to write down 1 or 2. Okay, so my goals are to practice oval consistency because the script that we're doing here during the bootcamp is Copperplate, and so the oval is the core of this script. So I really want to get my ovals consistent, and I just want to show up every day. I know that kind of sounds simple, but it's so important to show up every day, even if I'm tired, no matter what kind of day I had. So that's just a goal that I have. Now in this next section, I'm going to write out for you the basic capital strokes, and so that you have it as a reference point. Okay, so for this first one, the capital stem, or it's also called the universal line of beauty, which is a mouthful, so I like to call it the capital stem or the compound curve. And compound curve because it changes direction. And what you'll want to notice with this stroke is that it starts off as a hairline, and then it goes into a thick stroke, and then it tapers off into a hairline. And you'll notice that the thickest part here is on your slant line. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind when it comes to this stroke. I'm going to add an arrow here, so you'll remember what way to go. Kind of shaky. Okay, so this next one is just your basic upstroke, and so this is a hairline the entire way, and you'll notice something, right? Very similar to the capital stem, except it doesn't have a shade. And so the difference with this is not just the shade, but the direction that you go with your pen. So you're going to start at the baseline, then you're going to go up and over. Okay, but the same idea applies. You want to keep that middle part on your slant line, and then these areas here curve very slightly. Next is the oval, and I'm really nervous because this is one of my goals, right? To keep the oval consistent. Okay, not terrible, but I am wishing I could get rid of this point. I would love to just redo this, but I'm gonna leave it here just to have a reference point and hopefully see how far I come when I can clean this up. But this is the oval. You want to start here at the top, and then you're going to immediately add some pressure so that you get a thick stroke by the time you come down from that top ascending line. And then the thickest part of your oval will be in the middle here. Then you want to go back to a hairline before you get to the baseline, and then you're going to finish up here with a hairline. Okay, next this is one of the entrance strokes that goes into your uppercase letters, and it kind of looks like a teardrop. Okay, it was a little bit more consistent with my hairline there. Okay, so you'll notice that I start off at a point, then after I come down and off of that ascending line, then I'm going to add some pressure here, just on the left. And you'll notice that that shade is also trying to be on the slant line. And then once I'm off of that slant line, I go back to a hairline, and then I finish up top with a complete hairline. Okay. So then next one here is a spiral that starts off with a hairline, then it goes into a thick stroke, and then you don't want to overdo the thick stroke here, because usually this stroke will lead in to a letter, and you don't want to overpower the main part of the letter. And so you want to just ease up a little bit on this thickness of your shade, and then as you go into this next shade here, you can add a little bit more, but just be careful of being of going too full on. Okay, so another lead-in stroke that goes into a longer stroke here. Okay, so that's going to be in your letter U. And then last but not least, one more lead-in stroke here, but it's basically going to be the stroke for your F and your T. Okay, so the thing about this stroke is you want to start off at a point, but immediately add that shade, that pressure, and then go back into a hairline, and then finish with a hairline. You're going to touch that ascender, that top ascender, and then you're going to finish off with a hairline, just dipping a little bit below, and then coming back up to the top. Last but not least, you're going to want to do your capital letters. So this is your chance to do that before snapshot of where you are with your letters and your strokes. A good reference for this is on my website. I link to Nina's Exemplar, which is just this gorgeous set of letters. And what you can do is use that to guide your exemplar. Okay, and she even has arrows here behind. Now I'm going to pretty much emulate the same letters, with one exception. I'm going to do a different version of the Q, but I'll go ahead and just do that in real time, because if you've been following me here on YouTube, I know a lot of you love seeing this in real time, and so I don't want to shortchange you. But that is what I'm going to do next, so you can just watch that. So as you can see, I had to squeeze that Z on there. If you're running out of room, then I would print out 2 of these and not worry about fitting everything on 1 page. Just because, remember, the idea is progress. We're not worrying about perfection here. I don't know if you guys know this, but I have super shaky strokes here. There's a lot of letter forms that I just really want to practice, but you know, I just want you guys to know that I'm in this journey with you guys together, which is why this boot camp is just really near and dear to my heart. So I'd love to know what you think of this day 0 practice. I know it's kind of funny to have a day 0. The idea of this sheet here is just to get you kind of to have a before that you can compare to after, and then you can put out all of your basic strokes. You have that to refer to. And then last but not least, your goals, just making sure you're referring to those, keeping them near so that you have a good way to, something good to focus on during this whole boot camp. So that's it. That's what day 0 is. Please tune in to the next video with day 1, and then I'll be posting a video as I complete that drill for the day. And then you can always catch the live video that Nina and I will be doing on each of our Instagram pages. I'll leave links to those all down below, where you can find us on Instagram, where you can find more information and download these guide sheets. That'll be on my website, and then I will catch you guys next time. So I'd love if you would subscribe and give this video a thumbs up and comment down below. Let me know, are you practicing with me? Are you thinking about it? Are you just joining in for the first time? Maybe you're watching this in the future and you are joining in. I would love to hear from you. So leave me a comment down below and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye. So just a quick side note here, I wanted to show you a comparison of the same letters done with a different pen. And so this is the Tombow Fudenosuke. This is the twin tip, which is very similar to the soft tip. I think it has just a little bit more crisper of a thin stroke when you use this pen. So just wanted to throw that out there as an option for you. And I kind of like it a little bit better. I don't know, what do you think? So the left side here is the Pentel sign pen, and then the right side is the Tombow Fudenosuke.